Welcome to CCTV. This is a show called Last Minutes. This is a kind of a panel discussion between myself and these 6 DMP students who are also graduates in the class of 2021. And as of the taping of this show, only have a few weeks left, a couple weeks left, even less than that for some folks, before they are dragged kicking and screaming into adulthood. So we wanted to sit down and talk with them. By the way, I'm Rich Spicer, I'm your moderator. And we wanted to talk with them a little bit about what these last 4 years have been like, and if we have time, what their future holds, or at least what they think their future holds. So I'll introduce everyone. This is on the end is Chelsea Weaver from Cadillac High School, Kylie Taylor from Cadillac High School, McKenna Morrison from Cadillac High School, Kennedy Fuller from Cadillac High School, Connor Falwell from Cadillac High School, and Alexander Ramsey from Cadillac High School. All Cadillac students this time. So let's start with talking about your overall high school experience. And I will start with Chelsea. How was your overall high school experience? If you had to answer that in 30 seconds or less.
It was terrible.
Terrible. Okay. Why?
Oh God, because there's a lot of hateful people in this world. Like nothing you do is gonna please anybody. So you just have to stick to yourself and hope you find the right people to hang out with. So is the hatefulness going on to your face, or is it going on social media? Both.
Both? Okay. So your advice to people is be nice. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Alexander.
That's a really complicated question because a lot of it was really difficult, and I think that the past few years have been like the hardest that I've ever gone through. But at the same time, freshman year was like a complete blur, and then sophomore year and junior year were like amazing, and I met so many new people. Senior year has been like the best so far. And now that I'm graduating in a few weeks, I'm starting to realize that everything is over soon, and it feels like it went by too quickly. So, I don't know.
So your advice would be kind of stop and smell the roses a little bit more and not be in such a rush for this to be over?
I have like a few friends that are freshmen, and they're like, I can't wait to graduate. You're so lucky you're a senior. And I'm like, no, I'm not. You get to still have all of it. Like, you get to go through all of it still. Like, it's over, and I am coping.
Okay. Kylie, what about your high school experience? What do you have to offer?
It was fun and really chaotic.
Okay. What was fun about it and what was chaotic about it?
I made a whole bunch of new friends, and I don't know, I pulled some pranks.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about those pranks. So chaotic.
Yeah.
She lit things on fire.
Yeah, that.
You did light a lot of things on fire.
And glitter bombs things.
Maybe we should stop there before we find out that she did something illegal. All right, Connor, how about your high school experience?
It's been really, really difficult, but at the same time, I think senior year has been like the happiest year of my life.
Why?
Well, the difficult parts is just going through like the balance between having relationships with people and working and stuff like that, and balancing yourself between all of it. And the best parts is when you do accomplish all of it and you start to like kind of detach yourself from like being a kid and start going into being an adult and doing things on your own and just having that freedom to just do what you want. And it just feels really nice to just have those chains break off.
That is a very mature response.
He's a big boy.
Let's see. That's a hard act to follow. McKenna, what do you say? How about your high school experience?
All right, so everybody here is kind of like crying because they're graduating. I'm not. I've had senioritis since I was in like 7th grade, so I'm very excited to leave. I've like dreamed about just like being in college, doing something that I want to do, not having someone loom over my shoulder for saying crap. Don't say that. But yeah, it's pretty great. Throughout high school, I don't know. Freshman year was kind of, it wasn't bad. It was just kind of, it was nothing memorable. But sophomore year, we don't talk about sophomore year. That was bad. But despite how bad sophomore year was, I grew a lot as a person from that. I was able to become more assertive. I'm still not that great at being assertive, but like it's a lot better. It's a lot better. I've went through a lot of different people, a lot of different groups. I switched schools and I made friends with everybody here. And yeah, I mean, it was fun. You know, junior and senior was pretty cool. Yeah, a lot better. So yeah.
Okay, Kennedy Fuller, how about you?
I mean, there was, of course, like the bad, but there's also good. So I would just say it's been decent. I just kind of wish I did a lot more than I've been doing so far.
Okay. All right, we've got a few minutes left in this segment, so I'll lay out another question for all of you guys. And this time I will start with Alexander. Favorite part of high school? In 20 seconds or less.
Oh, that's so hard. I think being able to just see all of my friends at different times. Like a lot of my friends go to Innovation now, so I can't see them as much. But it makes the time that I do see them a lot more special.
Okay. Favorite part of high school? Now, you said earlier terrible. There has to be some highlight.
Definitely meeting new people
Okay. Okay.
and going to the proms and stuff.
Okay. Great. Connor?
I really like being able to work on my own projects, like in art class and in this class, and just being able to do what I want. And I also like the prom and stuff like that.
Kylie?
I'd say the prom and homecoming and art
Classes?
Yeah.
Okay. Kennedy?
Definitely my friends. They made it a lot more easier to get through all of this. And if she's watching, Mrs. Adams, I love you.
Aww.
She will appreciate that.
Yeah, I know she will.
My favorite was leaving school and not doing homework that day. So I don't have to do homework.
That was the highlight.
Yeah. But it's very rare in high school.
We could have a
Just to let
math
you know.
test, so we wouldn't have math homework for the next 2 days.
Yup.
So good.
All right, so next, I'm not going to tell them what the next question is because I want the most honest reaction I can get out of them. So our second segment of Last Minutes is coming up next on CCTV. Come on back. Welcome back to Last Minutes. This is a little bit of a conversation between friends here. We've got 6 people who are graduating from Cadillac High School in the class of 2021, which has been the weirdest year on record. I see a lot of nodding heads here. Obviously, you only have one chance to be a high school senior, but there's only a once in 100 years where you get to be a high school senior during a pandemic. So obviously things changed a lot for you guys a year ago in March. So I kind of want to gauge your reactions to how COVID-19 changed things for you for the better or for the worse. So I'm going to start with Chelsea. How did COVID-19 affect you?
It definitely affected my grades and stuff. Haven't really been passing the greatest over the quarantine part, but as soon as we came back, everything got a lot better.
Did you find it hard to have to learn from a computer screen at home as opposed to actually getting together with people?
Yeah.
Okay, that was the hardest part?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alexander, how about you?
I'm a very sentimental person. I keep every movie ticket and stuff, especially if they're in high school. I want to document everything and I want to be able to look back on this kind of stuff. So junior year, when we had our last day of school and then we didn't know it was our last day of school, that really, really hurt me a little bit. I didn't get to have the moment where I see my teachers for the last time until next year. And the uncertainty of whether or not we're going to have graduation or whether or not we're going to have prom or anything is really, really difficult for me. So I'm glad things are going at least somewhat better. But it just made me kind of hold on to stuff a little more and realize, yeah, this might be the last time I'll be here and I need to enjoy it while I'm here. Even classes I hate, I'm I might not be here next week.
I think the hardest part about last year was that we all thought when school was shut down, it would only be for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, weeks drew into 4 weeks and 5 weeks, and then all of a sudden we found out, well,
So
we're
when
not
we
going to go
closed
back.
again senior year, they were like, it's only going to be for like a week. And we're like, are you sure? You
Right.
said that last time.
It was in fact not 2 weeks.
It was not 2 weeks. So how about you, Kylie? How did COVID-19 affect your learning and your frame of mind?
I think it affected my learning because teachers like piled a whole bunch of like work. It was really stressful, so my grades like dropped so quickly, and yeah.
Okay. All right, Connor.
I suck at online school.
He's an honor student too. He's in AP classes. He's like in the top 20 GPA. So if he says he sucks at online school, he sucks at online school.
I did not process any of the information that was given to us during that. I don't even remember any of it. I just remember waking up every day, being in my bed, opening my computer, and then nothing else. And that was for a good few months. And I learned nothing until we came back in person. And it was like really hard every day, constantly being like, thinking I'm not going to be able to pass a class because I feel like I can't take in any of the information. And it also was just really depressing not being able to go out and do things anymore. Like there was nowhere to go, nothing to do. But it did give me an opportunity to work on some projects that I wanted to, and projects that like I've been like holding off because I haven't been able to stay home. And I've been able to like express myself more and just do stuff because why not? So yeah.
Right. McKenna, how about you?
Well, my hair is orange now.
How many times has the color changed
Okay.
in the last year?
Yeah, I went into quarantine with like brown hair and like bangs. And when we got out of quarantine, like school started up again, I dyed my hair black with green. And then now it's orange. And so,
Did your hair color reflect your feelings at the time?
Oh yeah. I got the black in my hair to represent my soul, and then the green to represent the light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay.
Very poetic. Very poetic.
It really is.
Yeah.
Kennedy, how about you? How was COVID-19 for you?
I think the major hitters for what COVID's been doing to all of us has been my mental health and both my motivation and just to do things around the house and schoolwork. Yeah.
So I'll start from the end again and ask you, easier or harder to be school from home? Harder? Lots harder?
Yeah.
Harder.
Alexander, harder?
Harder.
Harder?
Mostly harder.
Mostly harder? Okay, so what part of it was easier then?
It was easier to actually just like go to class because I didn't have to get ready for the day, just stay in my pajamas, but I wasn't learning anything, you know? So it was easier to be there, but it was harder to do anything.
For the most part, it was harder, especially for math, but I feel like if my English teacher didn't make me have to read an entire book, because books in high school are so boring. It would have been a lot easier. I mean, math would have still been hard, but at least I didn't have to worry about anything else.
Okay.
I think I'll have to copy Connor's answer because it's been easier just to do the things, but you're not retaining any information. So
what you're saying is going to a class and being lectured by a teacher helps you with retention, does it?
yeah, I would think so.
Do we all agree with that?
Yeah.
You don't really
Okay.
have any way to not pay attention. Like if you're looking somewhere else or if you're on your phone, they'll tell you to pay attention. If you're at your house, you could have your dog there, you could have your sister there. There's a lot of things that can distract you.
Okay. All right, so I don't want to start another question because this is going to involve long answers. So we're going to take a break and we're going to come back with our third segment, which is going to mostly concentrate on the future and maybe happier outcomes than what we've had for this particular school year. So we'll be back in just a moment on Last Minutes on CCTV. Welcome back to Last Minutes on CCTV. We are talking with 6 high school seniors about what 2020-21 has been like for them. And now we're kind of going to maybe be a little bit reflective and then talk a little bit about the future as well. So I'm going to start with Alexander this time. And the question for you, and the question eventually for all of you, is do you feel like high school prepared you for life post-graduation? And yes or no, and then why?
In a way, I think it did, not the way that they tell you it's going to. Like, I don't think I'm going to use anything I learned in a lot of my classes. Like, some of them maybe, but a lot of stuff that I, like, had to spend a week studying for isn't going to be really relevant to me. But it did put me in a group of a bunch of diverse people. So, like, I met someone who didn't speak any English at school, and it taught me how difficult it must be for, like, an exchange student in a different country. I met a lot of people with, like, physical disabilities, a lot of people with mental disabilities, and being in this situation taught me a lot about what, like, I'm going to see in the real world, because the people that I see in high school is not even, like, an eighth of what I'm going to see in the real world. So it kind of prepared me for, like, just meeting other people and how to handle being around other people, I think.
Okay. All right. Great answer. Chelsea, do you feel like high school and the experience prepared you for tugging you into adulthood?
Yes and no. There's like some things that, they taught you, like how to handle money and stuff like that, how to, work in a work environment. But most of the stuff in the classes we have don't really, correspond to adulthood. So, yes and no.
So that's a yes and no question. Okay. Connor.
I would want to say what Alex said, but I don't think I could, but that's not necessarily the school's fault. It's mostly my fault because I'm a lot more isolated than he is. And I'm not really open to a lot of people, and I'm kind of just closed off. So I don't want to say I have the experience of knowing as many people and knowing how to interact with other people. So I feel like school itself never really helped me with much of that. The most help I ever got with school involving the real world was not only this class, but the economics class that made you take in 9th grade. Mm-hmm. So you don't remember any of it. Yeah.
Why would they not make seniors take it? It's relevant to seniors.
So yeah, I'm basically screwed and I don't know how to do taxes.
Freshmen are doing taxes.
Kylie, are you prepared for life post high school?
No, because like Connor said, they didn't teach us how to do taxes and stuff. So I'm a fail at life.
How to balance a checkbook and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Make sure that you're not spending $120 for every 100 you earn, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Kennedy.
I can go on and on about how school makes you do a taxes class, but does it in 9th grade. Mm-hmm. So you don't remember any of it. But I do have to commend them for teaching you how to work with people that you probably won't or don't like, or who you do like a normal work environment. So that's good of them, I guess.
Well, and as any of you move forward, you're going to work in a job where you obviously you can't pick who you work with, and sometimes you're going to have a dispute with somebody you don't like, and it's good to teach you guys how to get around that. McKenna.
I don't really think. Okay, so what I think about schools is that they put us in a bubble, because I understand it's not very realistic, you know what I mean? Or they will blow things out of proportions where their children will have anxiety attacks to go and get interviewed, when in real life it's not that. Well, I'm saying that as someone who doesn't really have social anxiety to that extent, but it's not as bad as teachers will be like, you have to do this, you have to do that, or else you're never gonna get a job. And I'm just using that for an example, but they use it for a bunch of different things, and I think we're sheltered a little bit too much. We're gonna be when we get thrown into the real world, people are gonna expect us to already be accustomed to it, but we never actually were. if that makes sense.
Teachers are really weird about like expectations for the real world because in any like normal class I have, they're like, if you don't go to college, you're gonna fail and everything's gonna be horrible. And then in my AP classes that are made to prepare you for college are like, yeah, college is cool, but you don't need it.
Yeah.
It's very different.
And I think they could have taught us how to cook more food than just eggs.
Okay. All right, next question. We're going to start with Chelsea on this one. And this is going to require a little reflection, so the rest of you can kind of think about how you're going to answer this question. But if you could go back in time and 12th grade Chelsea could give 9th grade Chelsea advice, what would you tell her?
Just be very open because you're gonna find people who accept you for you.
Alex.
Calm down.
Calm down.
I was so stressed because 8th grade told us that high school was going to be terrifying, and if you didn't do everything, you were like ruining your chances of being an adult.
Who told you that? Teachers did, or others?
A lot of my teachers were saying like, you can't do this in high school. The high school teachers won't let you do this, and they're a lot chiller. I actually failed the class because I freaked out too much over it. And if I had just realized that like, yo, I'm gonna take this class, like I'm gonna take another class just like this next year, it'll be fine, then I probably would have not failed it.
Kylie, what would the 12th grade Kylie Taylor say to the 9th grade Kylie Taylor?
To stop being shy and talk to more people because I was like really, really quiet back then, and I still am, but like I've tried to open up more.
So you've gotten better.
Yeah, I got better.
Great job, Kylie. You're gonna start dating the most extroverted person on the planet.
Connor, what would the 12th grade Connor say to the 9th grade Connor?
You need therapy.
You need therapy?
A lot.
What else?
I don't know. I haven't. I want to say that I haven't changed much, but I know I have. But I can't really think about what I would do differently.
You wanted to speed through high school when you were in 9th grade, and now you're sad about graduating.
Yeah, but it's understandable why I wanted to. So I wouldn't say don't, because time's gonna travel the same
Take more
amount.
art classes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Take painting.
I'm fine with the classes I took.
Okay, McKenna, what would you say to yourself in 9th grade?
Just grow a pair.
Life is tough?
No, it's just grow a pair. You know, your 9th grade me dealt with so many things that 9th grade me didn't have to deal with. So, yeah.
Okay. Kennedy?
Open up more, take more opportunities. Like, if there's a opening for like the chorus member in a musical, take that. Or just go out of your comfort zone. Yeah.
You only have one chance to be a high school senior. So, I mean, that's what you have to do. All right, really quick. Just, I'm going to do this. It's going to be a one-word answer. Describe your high school experience in one word, starting with Chelsea. One word.
Life-changing.
Life-changing. That's hyphenated, but that counts. Alex, one word.
Come back to me.
Come back to you. Kylie.
Also come back to me.
We're running out of
Why did
time.
both of you come back to me? I don't have one either.
3 out of 5 stars.
That's more than
No
one word, but
spaces.
okay. Kennedy, do you have a single word?
Sad.
Okay.
Memorable.
Memorable? Connor?
Mountain Dew.
Nothing there? Okay, Kylie, last word. I put the wrong person on the spot. On that note, that is life. Well, what's the name of the show? Last Minutes. I had to look behind you to see it. So thanks to our panel, Alex and Connor and Kennedy, and McKenna and Kylie and Chelsea. We've had a great year with this group, and we wish them all the best as well as the rest of the class of 2021. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it.